Hi, welcome back to Fangirl Reacts. My name is Miko, and I'm the fangirl that reacts. If you've read the title of this video, you'll know that we're doing something a little different today. There's been this thing going around, this app called The Pattern. Channing Tatum talked about it recently, and I did a little tiny bit of research. And apparently this astrology app is very accurate, so I thought it would be fun to kind of go through it and film my reaction to it, because why not? It might be cool, right? I don't know if it's going to be a good video. I don't know if you're going to like it. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but it's worth a shot, so we're going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start screen recording on my iPod. Yeah, and we're just going to do this. So I know that you need like your date of birth, and since I have a copy of my birth chart, I'm just gonna use that. I don't remember what website I got it off of, but I just like went online, filled out a form, and it spit out my birth chart. So that's what I'm gonna be using. And I will just go ahead and open up the pattern. I haven't signed in yet, so this is gonna be a first for both of us, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to sign up. It says, "It's very nice to meet you. The pattern gives you insight into the person you are and the relationships you have. We gather this information based on when you came into this world, so it's important that you answer the following questions accurately." Let's get started. What's my name? Let's go ahead and fill this out. Gonna hit next. My birthday is December 22nd. Yes, I am a Capricorn. What time of day were you born? It says this needs to be down to the minute and not an estimation. If you don't know for sure, don't guess. Text someone that you might know. I actually do know my time of birth. Now, not off the top of my head. I know about, but I have my birth chart here, so I'm going to use that. There's my time of birth. Now, I might actually edit through this so that you don't know everything, but I don't know yet, so we'll see. Come on, there we go. From which perspective do you want to view the pattern? Female. Where were you born? Again, I might just block this off so you don't know everything about me. Let's see. Yes, that is where. I press next. How would you like to log into Pattern? Email address, phone number, Facebook. I guess I'll put in my email. To make it easier to access your account in the future, we recommend adding another login method. I'm gonna skip for now. My name, my birthday, time of birth. Okay, yes. Show me my pattern. Show me. Are you ready? I'm ready. Am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready. So the first thing that popped up, I guess, is a trait. It says tap to learn more about this trait. It says hard worker and dependable. I'm gonna tap. We'll see what this is about. Search for friends. Oh, you can add friends. That's cool. Okay. So it looks like it's got my pattern and timing and world timing. I don't know what all this is, but we're gonna go through it, okay? So I guess these are a bunch of traits. Oh, and there's relationship expectations. What an ideal relation. Destiny? What? Work in public? Are you ready to go through this with me? I don't know how comfortable I am with this. Okay, well, the first thing says hard worker and dependable, so let's go through this. It says, tap go deeper to learn about this trait in depth. Okay. It says, at your best, you're ambitious, practical, and trustworthy, and can hold things together for others. You're responsible and often willing to give up your own needs for the greater task at hand. That's true. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that yet. Wait, go back. Oh, it scrolls, okay. Where was I? More than most, you can get things done and achieve tangible results. You know what you're talking about and have the skills to prove it. You're earnest and willing to work very hard. Yes. Alternatively, when you're struggling, you can come across as a know-it-all, like you're more capable than others and therefore should be allowed to boss them around. Okay, not boss them around, but I do sometimes pretend like I know more than I do, or that the little that I do know is like word of God. So I guess that is true in a sense. I don't like to be bossy. I wouldn't consider myself a bossy person. But I can definitely be pushy when I know that I'm right. I'm gonna keep reading. Therefore, should be allowed to boss them around. Okay, you can be distant in relationships at times. You may come across as cold, critical, or cynical. Ouch, is that me? Because your identity can depend on having a function and being in charge, you can be controlling and unable to listen to others. You're easily wounded and become depressed if you think you've done a bad job. Well, the wounded and depressed piece is true. Yeah, it's pretty true. But the part where it says, I have to be in charge so I can be controlling and unable to listen. I mean, yes and no, and I don't want to be that person that's like, that's not me. But it's not me. I don't prefer to be in charge. I am not, by nature, a leader. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want the position of power. If I don't think someone else is better equipped for it, I will go ahead and step up. But, I am not inherently someone that, has that need or want to be in charge, if that makes any sense. But it's pretty accurate, and I'm going to go ahead and press go deeper, because let's see about this. Okay, so it says, you came into this life incredibly ambitious. You likely have a strong impulse to accomplish something significant. That is true. I love to help others. I want to kind of be able to leave a mark on this world, but I don't know how yet. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going through this. It says, oftentimes, you feel like you know better than the authority figures in your life. Frequently, that has been true even when you were a child. You enjoy being the responsible one who organizes and manages others. As a kid, you likely seemed older or more mature than you were, like you had a built-in sense of responsibility. Okay, this is true and this is untrue, and I kind of want to break this down as it applies to me. I didn't necessarily feel like I knew better than authority figures in my life. I just have had a lot of instances where people in authority kind of told me that I was things that I'm not, or like they kind of pressured me to be someone that I'm not, so I kind of played into that and let that happen. But I was also very much like, fuck you, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. So it's not that I knew better than authority figures, I just didn't always care. And in the being responsible and organized and managing others, responsible, yes. Organized, yes. But managing others, here's the thing, I am good at managing others, but like I said before, that's not what I would prefer to do. I would prefer to be cooperating and working with others rather than managing. But maybe that's because I have a weird thing with people with power that's like a fuck you thing, because I don't want to be that person. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going though, because there's like quite a few more screens to scroll through here. Okay, it says, every day you may have woken... Okay, this is weird. Every day you may have... Anyway, it says... I'm a grammar Nazi. It happens. Every day you may have woken up believing that you had something to prove. Like the weight of the world was on your shoulders. Guys, I have chills. Like, actually, this is true, and it's kind of freaking me out. Even now, you want to be on your game and have the answers to whatever questions you might be asked. Yes. And the part waking up believing you had something to prove, yeah, like a weight of the world was on your shoulders, yeah. You guys, I'm such an anxious person, and I'm such an overachiever, and I have had this issue with being a perfectionist and kind of trying to get over that. Not necessarily get over that, but not be so strict and hard on myself, so black and white. And this is unnerving. This is interesting. Wow. I just hope I don't cry, because I might cry, you guys, I might cry. Okay. I have chills. We're moving on. It says, you have a powerful sense of responsibility and the capacity to support and hold it together for those you love. You instinctively feel that it's your duty to provide for those you care about, whether they're your friends, family, a partner, or your community. You guys, this is so spot on. This is, oh god. Ugh. I kind of don't want to keep going because this is only the first little part of this, and I'm having a hard time holding it together because I don't know if you can see on my arm, but I have chills. You guys, this is insane. The pattern. This app is legit. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Yeah, I definitely try and hold it together for everyone else in my life except me. I'm very much like just kind of a giver. Okay, I have to move on because I'm gonna start crying thinking about shit. It says, whether you've been able to live this out depends on your personal experience. But regardless of any circumstances you face, you initially assumed it was your job to hold things together for others. Yes. And playing this role has colored your perspective. Yes, 100%. Moving on. You want to have a clear function and play a meaningful role in the lives of others and be valued for your contribution. Yes, but I don't necessarily need, like, a big thank you or a pat on the back or anything like that. I just want to be able to help. You may prefer being the one in charge, expecting people to defer to you and let you make the decisions. That's not true. I'm such an indecisive person. At times, you may act in a controlling way. You give, but expect a certain behavior or compliance in return. That is true. If I show you respect, I expect respect in turn. If I show you compassion, I expect you, not necessarily to be compassionate to me, but I expect you to be compassionate to others. If I am honest with you, I expect honesty back from you. So that is very much true. But again, not necessarily someone that I want someone to defer to me to give validation or permission to do something or anything like that. It's the next screen says, there's nothing more satisfying to you than being respected for your efforts and praised for the results. But at times you might take things personally and worry you're not appreciated when things go right, and made the scapegoat when things go wrong. This is a lot to unpack in my personal life. Because yes, I appreciate being respected for what I've done, but I don't necessarily need praise for the results. Every once in a while it's alright, but I also have a hard time accepting compliments. So sometimes praise for things that I've done well or things that have gone right, I have a hard time accepting, so it's not, I don't crave, like, the validation that comes with praise for something that I've done. But it is nice to, like, know that people know that I'm responsible and trustworthy and can be a responsible person, I guess. And this, you might take things personally and worry you're not appreciated when things go right. That doesn't really ring true to me, but made the scapegoat when things go wrong, that's true. I can't tell you how many times I've been a scapegoat. Everything's my fault. Everything has been my fault for so long. And I used to buy into that. I used to believe it, which is
really sucks.
Because it used to make me hate little me, baby Miko. And now I'm at a point in my life where I have a lot more compassion for baby Miko, for little baby me, and now I'm just angry at everyone who made me believe that I was that scapegoat, that made me to believe that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't valid, that I can't just be who I am, that I had to be, pretend to be somebody different to kind of have value. And now I'm crying. So we're gonna move on, because I
really
hate crying. So this says, because you don't want to make a mistake, you're thorough and patient. Correct. I'm very much a perfectionist. I think I said that earlier. You take your time to get things right. Yes. If you make the effort to learn something, you'll know it very well, becoming an expert in your area of interest. True. Yes. I'm very much a researcher. You become a master because you're willing to work harder at it than anyone. I don't know that I have that much of a positive image of myself, like a positive perception, but I would like that to be true. I would really like that to be true. I just don't think that I'm necessarily there yet. Okay, so the next slide says, though you welcome important duties and the pressure that comes with them, if they start to become a burden or you're unable to let go of the need to be in control, then you're stuck in regressive behavior. Okay, I have to read through that again. Though you welcome important duties and the pressure that comes with them, that's true. I'm not ever opposed to hard work. If they start to become a burden, or you're unable to let go of the need to be the one in control, which I already talked about, it's not necessarily me, then you're stuck in regressive behavior. Okay, if they start to become a burden, yes. I am very much a perfectionist, like I said, and if I'm not like 100% confident that I can get something done the right way, and to the best of my abilities, I have a really bad habit of just like setting things down and not coming back to them. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting insight. Stuck in regressive behavior. Okay. Part of what you're here to learn is that you don't always need to be the boss or have all the answers. Well, half of that I've already discovered, because I'm not someone who needs to be the boss. That's not what I prefer. Or have all the answers. Having all the answers. Okay, that's something that I guess I have to work on. Because I have not learned completely yet that I don't have to have all the answers. Yeah. I like to know everything. But I know that I don't know everything. I just want to know everything. You're discovering how to be open to other people and their points of view, even if they don't align with your own beliefs. I think I discovered how to do that a long time ago, but I think it's because I have been put into these very weird situations where, again, I felt the need to kind of take on a role of something else to be accepted by people in my life, and not necessarily like voice my own beliefs and wants and needs. So I'm not someone who has a hard time seeing someone else's point of view. It's actually something that I'm pretty proud of in my self-growth, but I can see where other people, because I know quite a few people born around the same time I am, and I can see that. I can see that being an issue if, you know, you're not put into certain social situations, but I do have some experience with seeing other people's points of view and being open to that. And I have a lot of pride in how open I am, because it hasn't always been easy. To start out, like baseline, I'm a very black and white person. I don't have a whole lot of natural gray areas. I'm very like hard and fast. This is what I think. This is what I agree with. This is what I don't agree with. But my whole life has been, you know, other people pushing me to see the gray. And I think that I have had a lot of success with that. So that's good, right? I'm gonna keep going. It says you also have a tendency to want to teach others what you know. That's true, which can look like you're showing off. Oh. Or in need of validation and trying to impress. God damn it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. I just want to show. I just want to help you. Okay, well, it also says, your journey is discovering that there's more value in discovering what you don't know than in teaching others what you do know. Whoa! Wait. Your journey is discovering that there's more value in discovering what you don't know than in teaching others what you do know. That's interesting, because I do love to learn. I'm constantly intaking information. But I also have lots of experience tutoring people, like teaching other people what I know. And I've had people in my past kind of really push me to think about being a teacher, and I just didn't want that. I didn't want to be a teacher, but I did tutor for a while. So that's interesting. So I guess I need to, focus on the value of continuing to learn instead of, like, again, another common thread is like needing to be the boss or someone in charge and kind of handing your information to other people, I guess. And in this case, they call it teaching, but before it was like the need to be in charge. That was what it was being called. But that is something very indicative to like a Capricorn. So I am a Capricorn, and it's funny because I'm gonna shoot off on a different branch here for a second, but because I'm born on like the switch day, I'm born on December 22nd, which is the first day, like it's the switch day. So it's the first day of like the time you can be a Capricorn. So I walked around for the first, like, no joke, 22 years of my life going, yeah, I'm a Capricorn, but like I'm a Capricorn cusp, and thinking that's somehow like lessened the fact that I was indeed a Capricorn, and coupled with the fact that I think Capricorns get kind of a bad rep, it's funny because when I got my birth chart like 6 months ago, I was like, oh my god, that is so much Capricorn. Like my sun, moon, and rising are all Capricorn, plus like a plethora of other little things are also Capricorn. So that's interesting. But like I started out like, yeah, I'm a Capricorn, but like I'm a Capricorn cusp. Like that changed anything? It definitely didn't change anything. You have a tendency to want to teach others what you know. Yes. Okay, I already read this. Okay. I read this, so we're moving on. You likely value tradition. That's true. So if something has worked in the past, you tend to stick with it. Yes. Which can seem like stubbornness to others. Yes. Okay, yes, I can see all of that, and all of that is true. You may be a workaholic. You don't do things just because. There has to be a practical purpose and payoff, but sometimes you take it to the extreme. Okay, workaholic? Yeah, I can be a workaholic. I don't often do things just because. I'm not a big, risk taker. I'm not into risks a whole lot. Most of the time there does have to be a practical purpose or a payoff. But sometimes you take it to the extreme. Sure, I'm a very, well, I used to be. I'm kind of, less intense, now, but I have been known to just, really go hard or go home sort of thing. So I'm gonna keep going. You're a beginner when it comes to understanding your emotions. Your instinct is to process your experiences in a logical manner and avoid displaying how you feel. You may be threatened by emotions because you can't control, understand, or rationalize them. This is an interesting one, because my instinct first is always to look at things in a logical manner. And in terms of avoiding displaying how I feel, I don't like to be vulnerable, so if I can avoid intense emotions and unpackaging that in front of other people, I avoid it. But I do take time at the end of the day to kind of reopen that box and kind of take a look at it. I do understand my emotions. I've gotten very good at unpackaging them, and kind of trying to get a feel for kind of sometimes what will set me off or send me into a thought spiral, because again, I'm a very anxious person, and I need to not have my emotions in the forefront. I'm very good at switching that part of me off and just going pure logic, but I have taught myself in the recent past, but I have taught myself how to reopen that box at the end of the day and go through my day and kind of keep a tab on my emotions and what I'm feeling and why that happened, why I felt the way I felt. But I definitely could be better at showing people how I feel in the moment and not being so worried about people judging me or making people uncomfortable with my feelings, because sometimes I do have very strong feelings about things, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes, because again, I'm putting people before myself. Yeah, okay, there's definitely some stuff to work on. Or, because your sense of duty is so ingrained, it almost seems necessary for you to withhold what you feel. That's literally just what I just said that. I literally just said that. Okay. You could rationalize that your remoteness helps you make responsible decisions. Again, yep. Even if someone's feelings are hurt. That you need to compartmentalize to get things done. Guys, this is an in-depth explanation of what I just tried to say. I don't know if it came across in a productive manner, but that right there, this is what I was trying to say. Oh man, this is a lot to unpack. I might have to make this a mini series going through all this stuff, because we're already half an hour into this video. I have a half an hour of footage so yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, I just came to this conclusion right now because I already have a half an hour of footage to go through, but I think I'm gonna make this a little series in and of itself, and I'll go through all of this information on this app and kind of share how it pertains to me and how that goes in my experience with this. And I am going to... lost my train of thought. I'm gonna have to break it up because there's gonna be a lot of footage to go through. But I do want to share this experience with you, in case it's of any interest, and really for me to go back and look at in the future as well. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a part 1. This is part 1, and we'll see how many parts it takes to get through this. But yeah, let's keep going for now. I want to at least finish out this portion. Okay, yeah, so compartmentalizing to get things. Yep, If you're uncomfortable and things become too heavy or emotional, you have a tendency to detach from the situation instead of reacting or engaging. 100%. I think even in the past, like when I was little, I would completely dissociate, which I didn't know what that was then, but now, as an adult, I know what dissociation is, and I would do that as a child. But now I've learned it's because there was a certain amount of, like, trauma and just, like, massive levels of anxiety and discomfort in social situations, and other situations. But, yeah, I did have a tendency to detach. I still have a tendency to detach, but now I can I catch myself, kind of in the moment, or like right after I've sort of becoming detached, and I'm much better at bringing myself back. This says, because of this, you may have struggled in romantic partnerships and been perceived as being impervious or stoic. I have had people tell me that I'm intimidating and that I should show my feelings. In terms of struggling in romantic partnerships, to be completely honest, I haven't had very many romantic partnerships. I've really only dated a couple of people, and honestly, I wouldn't consider any of them, like, full-blown relationships. So, I think in my case, it's not that I have struggled in romantic partnerships, it's that I have not allowed myself to have that. So, still in need of some growth, but also that's one of the reasons why I'm in no hurry to, like, get into a relationship or anything like that. There's so much more work that I know needs to be done on myself. But you know what, I don't want that to necessarily stop me in case, like, someone comes into my life. I don't want to push them out because I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. There's a lot to unpack, you guys. Whew. So I'm just gonna keep going. You didn't come into this life knowing how to be very personal, and there's a distance you tend to keep. Yes, 100%. Like I said, I haven't been in I would say that I've been in one relationship, but it wasn't super serious. I think it wasn't super serious for me. I think for them, it was super serious. Like it was... We were in very different stages of life, and they kind of wanted to settle down and, like, get married and start a family, and I was like, I'm not even old enough to drink yet, so I'm gonna live my life. But yeah, this is a lot to unpackage. This is a lot. Yeah. Again, I have chills. I don't know if you can see, but the hair on my arm is standing up. You might not realize that you're a newcomer when it comes to understanding what you feel or even acknowledging that you have feelings. This is part of what you're learning, but it's not something you instinctively knew how to do. That's true. Like I said, I'm still working on that. However, at some point in your life, you're going to have to let down your walls and accept that you're allowed to be vulnerable. I think I talked about this, not liking being vulnerable. This is very accurate. Oh boy, is this accurate. You may have already done this, or it could be something you still struggle with. Well, I do still struggle with it, but I also know that it's something that I need to work on. So that's like somewhere in the middle, right? I wasn't completely oblivious to it. Is that good? Is that better? What is it? Let me know. Let me know if you even like this video. Oof. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because this is going to be a lot of work going through all this footage and going through all this app and just, woof! It's going to be an experience, and I am here sharing it with you, so if you like it, you're welcome. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Now, it's also important to be aware of what other people are going through and not neglect the importance of their emotional responses. I think for the most part, I'm more interested and, like, cognizant of what other people feel and are experiencing than myself. But again, I'm just kind of one of those people that's very, like, careful, and I try to be respectful of other people's feelings. I really do. I'm gonna continue. Without a clear role and function, where you're able to get results and earn respect, you may feel unsure of yourself, but it's important that you learn that you have worth, whether or not you can provide for the practical needs of yourself, of others, or perform your function. Okay. It's natural for you to want to contribute, but make sure you're doing what you enjoy and not trying to control the outcome of your efforts or become too attached to the results. Okay. Make sure I'm doing what I enjoy, not for the outcome, but just for the enjoyment of it. Okay. When in doubt, you might fall back on needing to be in control. Again, not really me. You could even make the honest mistake of letting this role define you. Nope. Being an authority is part of who you are. Nope. But it's not all of you, correct? You're not one-dimensional. Thank you. I'm not one-dimensional. I have complexities. I am a complex person. I am Shrek. I'm an ogre who has layers like an onion. This is what I was just saying! You have many complexities that make up who you are, and you're intended to embrace them all. So I'm on the right track. You might repress or refuse to acknowledge the other sides of yourself in favor of what you find familiar or what the culture around you says you should be. I have done that a lot in the past. Refuse or repress parts of me to make other people feel more comfortable or for other people's approval. Yeah, but this tactic could be the root of your frustration or pain. It absolutely was the root of some pain. Yeah. And if I go into that any deeper, I'm gonna cry again, so let's just move on. Ideally, you're open to evolving and accepting all parts of yourself, no matter how different they seem. And that's all for that. Whew, so that was everything on being a hard worker and dependable. I think I'm gonna end this here, and I'll just go ahead and put up a new video in this series every time I go through something. So with that being said, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. If you click that notification bell, you'll get alerted when I put out new videos, and specifically if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series, if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series, make sure to click that bell notification so that you'll get an alert when I put out new videos. If there are any other reaction type videos that you specifically want to see from me, leave them in the description, and I'll go ahead and make a list. And yeah, so thanks for being here with me today. I hope that this video is something that people will find entertaining in some sense. And if not, then you don't have to watch the rest. But thank you for being with me here today. I will see you soon with another video. In the meantime, if you haven't called someone that you love today and told them that you love them, go ahead and do that, because that's a nice way to, it's a nice thing to do in your day. I love you, and I'll see you soon. In the meantime, take it easy.